Thank you, Provost Copper, for the introduction, and thank you to all of you today who, through the years, have sacrificed your time, your finances, and for the next 3 hours, your legroom and your comfort to make today possible for the class of 2011. You know, I have no idea when the last time was that UW-Whitewater decided that an education major would make for a good commencement speaker, but I realize there's a definite advantage and disadvantage to being up here. You see, the great thing is that after 4 months of student teaching in a public high school, not much intimidates me anymore. I've become a state-certified expert at catching people when they're on their cell phones and are not supposed to be. That means for all of you Facebooking and tweeting about how exciting the ceremony is, I'm already well aware of exactly what you're doing. The disadvantage is my jealousy in knowing that while most of you are free from academic obligations after today, the College of Education students will graduate today and go back to student teaching on Monday, full-time, for another 4 weeks. But don't let that take away from the significance of graduation. Today marks achievement and freedom, and yet with freedom comes uncertainty, and with achievements come mistakes. It would be a bit deceiving to say, you can do anything you set your mind to, and it would be downright selfish to say that the world is ours for the taking. So today I want to talk about truth. No more cliches, because when all is said and done, graduation day is not only the ultimate achievement, it is also the ultimate reality check. 3 months ago, we had our entire personal, academic, and social agendas all planned out for our lives. And 3 months from now, some of us don't even know where we're going to live, let alone do for a living. That uncertainty is tied to the painful truth that for most of us, until this day, our lives have been planned out for us by somebody else. Whether that was your academic advisors helping you with college classes, or our mothers picking out our not-so-fashionable clothes back in elementary school. To think, we believed our mothers when they bought us these 90s clothing, looked us right in the eye and said, "Well, aren't you just the cutest thing I've ever seen?" So from here on out, we're on our own. But even though we face an uncertain future, I know that our education from UW-Whitewater will be the thing to get us through. Believe it or not, this is our time to thrive. It sounds crazy, so let's break it down into an analogy that any college student can relate to: food. Your college education is just like sitting down for dinner with your family. You load up your plate with the meats, the potatoes, and the desserts, just like your class schedule was filled with courses you enjoyed because they interested you. But we also had to take gen eds and basic classes and introductory coursework, which would make for the green beans, the peas, and in the case of one gen ed, the Brussels sprouts of the academic dinner plate. But just like our childhood, we had to suck it up and eat our veggies and take our gen eds because they balanced out our academic diet, they gave us the essentials, and in the long run, they ultimately have helped us to grow. After all, science majors can still write reflective essays and art majors can still do math problems, but it's all a matter of perspective. You see, with our diverse educational backgrounds, we now interpret the same concepts in completely different ways. For example, as an English education major, my passion is writing, grammar, and punctuation. If you ask me what the proper function of a colon is, I would tell you that it is to integrate direct speech or definition into writing. If you ask a pre-medical student, a health student, or a biology major what the proper function of a colon is, I have the feeling their answer will have nothing to do with writing strategies. Our education and experiences here at Whitewater have not only nourished us and given us perspective, they've equipped us to take the bigger risks and take chances. And when we make mistakes, we will learn from every single one. Believe me, I've had a lifetime of stupid slip-ups to figure that one out for myself. I've also learned through years of college that some mistakes are more easily forgiven than others. A forgivable mistake would be last year when I got so wrapped up in a night game of capture the flag on campus that I tried to hide underneath a UW-Whitewater police car without realizing there was an officer sitting inside of it. A less forgivable mistake would be back when I lived in Fisher Hall. after taking a shower so late one night that amidst walking half asleep back to my dorm room, I went one door too far and was never spoken to by my next door neighbor again. So brace yourself for mistakes, because they're gonna happen, and they're inevitable not only for the foolish, but also for the wise, who take those risks that are necessary to succeed. We may have goals we may not accomplish, so prepare yourself for that too. Even Jesus said, "Do not worry about tomorrow, for today has enough trouble of its own." Amen to that. So maybe that job offer won't come through. Maybe your living situation won't work out after all. Maybe that relationship just wasn't meant to be. But we didn't come this far and work this hard just to get mad and turn around because things didn't go the way we wanted them to. Sometimes I am afraid that we will graduate with a sense of entitlement, like I somehow deserve more because I have a college degree. And truth be told, this world doesn't owe us a thing. Sure, we worked hard to get here, but we aren't above those who take the time to serve our food, to bag our groceries, to spend all day working on production lines, to make everyday goods that we often take for granted. We should be in awe everywhere we go because we are unknowingly surrounded by everyday heroes whose lifetimes of labor could write beautiful stories that will never be heard. Everyone has a story, but it's up to us to read them. My friends, the only reason we are graduating today is because someone somewhere knew what you were capable of and pushed us to succeed. It may have been your parents, it may have been your childhood teachers, or it may have been one single admissions counselor who gave you a shot at a college education. Whenever I find myself becoming arrogant and prideful, I have to hold on to one humbling truth. I didn't get here on my own, and neither did any of you. We cannot afford to forget the past and those who have gone before us when looking into the future. To think, this year is already the 10-year anniversary of the terrorist attacks on September 11th of 2001. Back home, there's a local town erecting a 9/11 memorial for which an actual 1-ton piece of steel was acquired from the wreckage of the World Trade Center. Until that memorial is constructed, the 1-ton I-beam from the Twin Towers is housed in the apparatus bay of the fire department where I work. So every time I go to work now, I come face to face with this twisted, rusty, mangled, emotional piece of history. I realize that when my coworkers and I are running to an engine or an ambulance to go on another call, we run right past one tragedy while on our way to prevent another one. I've learned that just because we've moved on from our mistakes and our tragedies doesn't mean we have to forget they ever happened in the first place. September 11th is a constant reminder of what it means to truly sacrifice, whether as a civilian, as a civil servant, or as a member of our armed forces. Let us never forget those who give their lives in order to serve. Realize now that the time will come for us to return the favor, to invest our time into others like they have into you. And the world may tell you not to. Now more than ever, we are in a generation of self-promotion, self-sufficiency, and being self-driven. I don't want to live in a future that values finances over family and considers a smooth talker to be of more worth than a good listener. One day, we will wake up and realize that the world is not about us. It starts with us leading by example because we owe it to those who have gone before us to push forward with respect towards every person, humility towards every blessing, and selflessness in every action. So whatever the future brings you, embrace it. Just accept the fact that one day you'll send your children off to school in ugly clothes. One day, you'll know that mom and dad did know what they were doing when they got on your case after that bad report card. And someday, when you have a child and your toddler decides to wipe boogers on the wall, just clean it up with a smile and be grateful that you have a child who is healthy. And just when you think you're unprepared to take on the real world, remember, you're a war hawk. You already have all the preparation you could ever need. Congratulations.